Welcome to this video on the silent crisis, deconstructing mental health in India. We will provide an evidence-based diagnosis of this systemic failure. The scale of the problem is staggering. Official numbers are only the tip of the iceberg, with about 150 million Indians requiring active intervention for a mental health condition, according to the 2015-16 National Mental Health Survey. This includes 45 million people with depressive disorders and another 45 million with anxiety disorders. Furthermore, 22 million people struggle with substance use disorders. These are conservative estimates that do not account for vast subclinical distress. The treatment gap is between 70% and 92%, meaning up to 9 out of every 10 people who need care receive none. This chasm is the central reality of mental health in India, where powerful barriers prevent suffering from being acknowledged or treated. Distress is rarely framed as a health condition, but rather a personal, moral, or spiritual challenge. It is often described using physical metaphors like heaviness in the heart, attributed to spiritual terms, or silenced by social pressure, such as, "What will people say?" The path to care is blocked by 4 interconnected walls. These include stigma, the cultural wall rooted in fear and myths; system failure, the delivery wall with fragmented follow-up; scarcity, the workforce wall of professional shortages; and cost, the economic wall making care a luxury. Stigma is a system of fear that threatens marriage, social standing, and identity. This fear, or kalank, creates a permanent stain, and common myths like black magic or no cure delay diagnosis and destroy hope. Barrier 2 is scarcity. The Indian mental health system is a system without people. India has only 0.75 psychiatrists per 100,000 population, well below the WHO recommendation of 3.0 plus. This shortage makes brief, medication-focused interactions a necessity. Access to care is determined by location and bank balance, creating 2 parallel realities. The public system offers free care, but is overwhelmed. The private sector offers better access, but at a cost that makes it inaccessible for the majority. The system is designed for crisis intervention, not chronic care, trapping patients in a revolving door of relapse. Fragmented follow-up and poor adherence due to cost and lack of understanding led back to acute crises. The crisis disproportionately affects India's most vulnerable populations, especially women. They face a, quote, double burden of gendered stressors and barriers to care, often expressing distress internally as depression or somatic pain. Youth and adolescents are crushed by high-stakes exams and parental expectations. This pressure manifests as anxiety, withdrawal, self-harm, and rising suicide rates, with schools largely unequipped to provide support. In rural and agrarian communities, mental health is linked to material reality, with debt and poverty creating severe stress. Access to formal care is a geographic and economic impossibility for these populations. For the patient, medication is a source of both hope and profound fear. While essential for symptom reduction and functional improvement, adherence often fails due to distressing side effects and cultural fears of addiction or brain damage. The system is also failing its own workforce, leading to burnout. Crushing workloads create moral injury, and emotional exhaustion is common. This systemic pressure erodes the quality of care provided to patients. The silent crisis carries a devastating economic cost, estimated at over $1 trillion in lost productivity between 2012 and 2030. This includes direct costs from private care expenditure and indirect costs from absenteeism and caregiver burden. Investing in mental health is a critical economic investment. A systemic crisis demands a systemic response. The challenge is to redesign the entire architecture of care, from transforming language and culture to building community support and redesigning national systems, to create conditions for collective well-being.